What's up, UTU Trust Guardians, and welcome to the May 2021 edition of the UTU Update. I'm Mike, your Chief Commercial Officer, and we are here with CEO Jason. What's up, Jason? And CTO Bastian. What's going on, Bastian? And as usual, we are going to talk about everything that's happened at UTU in the past month. We have got a ton of stuff to go to. We're on a little bit of a time crunch, so let's jump right into the product updates. Bastian, give us the lowdown on all the product progress. Go.
Yeah, sure. So we are just about to make a new SDK release, which includes some design updates and also the video review feature that we mentioned before. It took us a bit longer to do that, mostly because of some caveats in services for streamed video uploads, which we weren't really aware of when we started this. And it amazes me a bit how even some things that have been around for some time can still cause some issues on some pretty basic levels. Interoperable calendars might be another thing that comes to mind, but okay, I digress. Apart from that, we have developed new versions of our services on the fintech side and improved the documentation there a lot. This should make basically onboarding of fintech clients much easier and straightforward, and also as the basis for eventually providing the UTU creditworthiness oracles for DeFi and maybe other online on-chain services. And lastly, we've done a lot of work behind the scenes, mostly regarding our DevOps processes and tech, and that will improve our dev process further, making work easier for us and new releases better.
Not too much to add there, except that it's great to see the engineering team. We got a bunch of new folks that have joined it, and seeing them get their footing and everybody start to come together and the process improving and all of this, it's really cool. And yeah, this great experience of now in working on integrations, this first cohort of clients into the API and the SDKs and the different challenges that they're each facing has been super valuable learning. And just excited for more of that.
Yeah, and just want to touch upon the creditworthiness API. There's definitely going to be more news coming out on that very soon, so look out for that. So appreciate those updates, guys. All right, up next we have listed UTU coin on PancakeSwap. So Jason, want to talk about this?
Yeah, absolutely. So the community, they had expressed some concern time and again, high gas fees on Uniswap and how much of a hurdle this is to purchasing UTU coin. And yeah, it was. So I think we've also demonstrated time and again our commitment to making UTU coin accessible. And so we wanted to continue that trend. So we ported UTU coin to Binance Smart Chain and listed on PancakeSwap. Yum, those UTU pancakes, right? So now you can buy your UTU coins with low fees, fast confirmations, it's all there. So I think we're including links to the PancakeSwap announcement blog post in the video notes below.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of community members, of course, you mentioned those complaining about high gas fees, but they also particularly asked for PancakeSwap. So that's where we went. And this is a nice segue into the partnerships, because our partnership with Meter allowed us to port UTU from Ethereum to BSC. So Bastian, you've been working really closely with the Meter team. Why don't you talk about this one?
Yeah, sure. So Meter is basically an Ethereum compatible blockchain, which is more efficient. And they've also built the Meter Passport bridge, which connects Meter with Ethereum and Binance Smart Chain. And in the future, we'll also support many other chains like Avalanche and Polkadot. And we use the bridge to easily make it possible to move UTUs from Ethereum to BSC, which then allowed us to do the PancakeSwap listing. And every user can do that. In that direction, the other way around is not yet quite working, but we actually resolved this technically, just waiting for deployment of a new bridge version. Needs to be a bit coordinated so that we can deploy our solution to make that side work as well. We will also explore other cross-chain initiatives with Meter because we have talked about supporting different chains before. That's still the plan, and we are just exploring different techs to do that, including Meter. We are looking forward to deploy our trust infrastructure on their blockchain as well, ultimately with the DeFi oracles and also making our recommendation engine generally available. Yeah, so there's lots of stuff going on with this partnership, and definitely looking forward to work with them. Great team.
Yeah, there's a lot indeed. Yeah, we've already worked very closely with them on Passport and getting UTU over to BSC, and like Bastian said, the other direction of the bridge should be coming soon. Yeah, we will include the links to the partnership announcement as well as the tutorial on how to use Meter Passport to port UTU over from Ethereum to BSC. And up next, we have this was just took place on Thursday. We partnered with Pygmy to increase access to finance across Africa and other emerging markets. This one's super exciting. Jason, can you speak about this one?
Yeah, absolutely. Really, really exciting. We partnered with Pygmy, as Mike says, to increase access to financial services for the unserved, for the underserved, all over Africa. So Pygmy is the unified financial data API for Africa, right? And we'll work with them in a few ways. So first, their API is going to be integrated into our creditworthiness and trust APIs to ensure that data accuracy and customer trustworthiness is there across the continent and across use cases. Second, our ratings, reviews, and socially powered recommendation features are going to be available to Pygmy's bank and fintech clients inside their ecosystem, which is also super cool. And then UTU and Pygmy, I guess the last thing I'd say is we share similar visions of increasing access to financial services for the underserved while allowing people to maintain total control of their privacy, total control of their data. So this partnership is actually perfectly aligned and represents an opportunity for us to drive that sort of growth together. I think the whole team is super excited about this, and we've known some of their key team members for quite a while, and there's a lot of trust there, you could say. It's interesting, trust figures as a theme in so many of these partnerships. Even the UTU Meter partnership was really built on trust, Mike being the bridge between UTU and Meter. So just more evidence as we grow of the role that trust plays.
Yeah, absolutely. So for those who don't know, I used to be the chief marketing officer at Meter. So yeah, definitely very one of the easiest partnerships to that I've ever done. But yeah, going back to the Pygmy one, yeah, very similar missions, and it's nice also very similar geographic focus as well. You know, with us being based in Kenya and then targeting the African continent. Just and you know, obviously that focus on data and privacy as well. So really perfect fit there. All right, up next, we also partnered with CryptoCart to improve trust in e-commerce. And just a little bit on CryptoCart, they're building a crypto-based e-commerce platform with really interesting incentives and loyalty rewards baked in. UTU Coin will be accepted as a form of payment on their platform. So definitely get a little bit more utility there for our token. And more importantly, we'll be down the road integrating our ratings, reviews, and recommendations engine to increase trust of between buyers and sellers on their platform. So, you know, e-commerce is a very important space for us, especially this P2P e-commerce. So it's a perfect use case for our infrastructure. Jason, any thoughts on this partnership?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a huge sample of what's to come. As you say, e-commerce is a massive industry, peer-to-peer e-commerce especially. UTU just can add a tremendous amount of value in terms of helping to identify trustworthy buyers and sellers, provide personalized recommendations for products and services. So this is a great partnership to demonstrate the power of that use case. In our experience, better social trust on such platforms, they can drive your rates from like 1 to 3% to over 20%. And this is something that is hugely important for both the platforms and what it represents for their end users in the form of better trust and better outcomes, better transactions. So yeah, super excited about this one as well.
Yes, so some other big news more internally. We have added an amazing member to our board of directors. Yes. Jason, you were very instrumental in bringing David on. So tell us a little bit about more about David Holtzman.
Yeah, so we added privacy expert, world-renowned David Holtzman to UTU's board of directors. This was super cool. It actually came through a really great connection through a former professor of mine who has been sort of a mentor and advisor over the years for me. And he connected us to David. But David is a world-renowned cybersecurity privacy expert and generally just an internet OG. So he ran the global DNS registration system, you know, that old chestnut, the one used by ICANN. But he's also been executive at blue chip companies, chief scientist at IBM's Internet Information Group, and CTO at Network Solutions, probably some names you're familiar with. But what's really amazing is he, through his own course of his career of many, many years, has developed and shares UTU's vision on trust, on privacy, on decentralization. It's like hearing my own words and thoughts and dreams sometimes coming out of someone else's mouth. And that alignment has been fantastic. So he's such a natural fit. It's really wonderful to have him on. And we're already learning just a tremendous amount from him.
Yeah, indeed, I fully agree. It's David is amazing. He has so much technical experience and expertise, and big visions on how to use that to give power back to the users on the internet, basically, in a nutshell. So as Jason mentioned, very much aligned with our own grand vision about that. And yeah, and then that he's going to play an integral part in helping us build UTU protocol the right way, especially concerning privacy, security, and this decentralization. And I'm really excited to work with him and learn from him going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, you know, Jason, you talked about just his philosophy and how it aligns with so much with ours. And obviously he's a real, very heavy on the technical side. So Bastian, he's going to be able to help develop the protocol. But also, you know, he's just has so much startup experience from the very, he's seen just every possible scenario that you can from a company, from, you know, small companies to large companies like IBM. So I think he'll really help us just on a management side, be able to navigate those waters, and then, you know, in different stages of our company. So yeah, really awesome addition to our board. So I interviewed David for the UTU Trust Guardian interview series. I'll post.
Yeah, it was a super cool interview.
Yeah, that was a fun interview. And yeah, so I'll post a video, link to the video below, as well as the blog post that highlights David and our other awesome board members, Vivina, Fola, and Luca. So it gives a little bit more insight into who we're working with on our board of directors. All right, so we had a few AMAs with our partner DefiCliq, two in particular. So Jason and Bastian participated in an AMA in DefiCliq's Telegram group, where they answered questions about our creditworthiness API, the UTU roadmap, and much more. And we will post the transcript to that AMA in the video notes. And we hosted DefiCliq CEO Shantanu Kumar in our Telegram group. He provided an overview of what he's building at DefiCliq and how we'll work together in this partnership. So of course, we will post a transcript to that in the video notes below. All right, last thing as we usually do is answer community questions. So before recording this update, we ask you, the community, to submit your questions so we can answer them on video. And the first one comes from Simon. He's a very active trust.
I hope they're not as hard as last week.
What's that?
Or last month. I hope they're not as hard as last month.
Yeah,
those hard-hitting.
Yeah, we'll see. So Simon, he's known as Splash7 on Telegram and That Guy in Crypto on Twitter. And first he asked about Jason's hair. I don't know why Jason's hair
that was the one
coming up in these, but we've talked about your hair too much already. So we know you've got great hair. Let's move on. So Simon also asked, when do you think we can see a full-fledged version of your Trust API, including the usage of UTU Trust token? So Jason, take this one. No hair comments, please.
Fine. Okay. Yeah, no, it's a really good question. As you know, or probably know, if you're watching this, the Trust API was launched at the end of March, and we're working on integrating it with a cohort of about 10 pilot partners. So meanwhile, we've also been developing the smart contracts for UTU Trust token and are looking at the testnet launch around the end of Q2 or early Q3, at which time we'll be exploring the integration of UTU Trust token into the Trust API. So a full integration probably won't happen until after mainnet launch, which is slated for late Q3, early Q4. But what's great is there are so many use cases that we can serve with an already very strong value proposition before any of that goes live. And we still have some surprises up our sleeves where else you may see UTU's tech roll out in the near future. So yeah, there's lots going on in the near future, and then lots to look forward to later in the year.
Yeah, so appreciate that update. Yeah, a lot of our focus has been on the Trust API, building that out and incorporating and integrating it into our client partners. But I think everyone is really excited to kind of see how the UTU protocol and Trust API can eventually work together, and that much larger vision that we're looking at. All right, awesome. Next question is from Ganetro, who actually asked like 12 questions in his submission, but we'll just go with one of them. So how do you make under collateralization possible in the DeFi world? Let's say Aave, for example, wants to offer under collateralized loans. What will be the requirements for the beginner who wants to use this service, and does he need to first share his data across platforms using UTU to feed the AI? All right, so a few questions wrapped up in one. Bastian, why don't you take this one?
Yeah, sure. So in principle, providing under-collateralized loans requires that we do not need the collateral exclusively to remove the risk. So instead, we can try to remove risk by other means, and that's what our creditworthiness API is set out to do. Basically, technically, it will provide the input that can be used by oracles that then connect to on-chain protocols. And the way that it determines how to do the creditworthiness evaluation is by using machine learning models and our social relationship graphs that we are building and other AI techniques to make that more informed than previously available models like credit scoring models. So in the Aave example, Aave, I've just learned from Mike, I think it's pronounced.
It's a weird word.
Yeah, right. So basically, their definition of creditworthiness, might just allow us to use it and improve on it by providing more informed data via our oracles. And yes, absolutely, data sharing from the users helps more. So basically, the more you know, the more you are able to potentially gauge the creditworthiness of somebody. So yeah, the on-chain data that's immediately available will definitely be a starting point for UTU to work from. But you are right that users who provide more data will allow the model to work better, and so it might be the case that users who provide more data might increase the chances of getting loans to better terms, basically.
Yep. Very cool. Yeah, great stuff. I'm super excited about the creditworthiness API, and definitely, like I mentioned before, we'll be hearing a lot more news about this very, very soon. So, all right, that's all we got. Jason, Bastian, any parting words for the community?
No, I think that pretty much sums up the month for us. It's been a busy time, but yeah, super excited about the next few months as always. And it's been a rough, it's been a rough period here in the crypto markets. But what's really cool is there's just been a strong trend or current of support that's emerged for UTU, and a lot of true believers that are stepping up and taking on more responsibilities just of their own accord, because they're as excited about UTU as we are. And so finding all of these true believers around the world has been so unbelievably satisfying and gratifying for us as a team, to realize that there's so many other people that think like we think and want this future.
Yeah.
I agree. Also on the engineering team and the AI teams, with the new people, as Jason mentioned earlier, that came on, there's a new dynamic. We are really excited, all working ahead, building. Now basically that the market is a bit down, that's always the time to calm down a bit and just build, and that's what we are doing. And yeah, it's a great feeling right now.
Yeah, always building, always be building. All right, UTU Trust Guardians, that's all we have for you today. Hope you enjoyed another jam-packed episode of the UTU Update. Stay tuned for more info about our products, new partnerships, and much more. Please hit the like, subscribe, and notification buttons, and make sure you don't miss any future videos. All right, thanks so much, UTU Trust Guardians. Have a good one. See you soon.
Thanks.
Bye.